in Las Vegas. It is what a night. Over 16,587 was the attendance for tonight. A sellout crowd here. Amre Flores representing Premier Boxing Champions and TGB Promotions. And the co-main event, we focused in on the co-main event and the main event in the super middleweight division. And the one thing that I said in regards to this man's performance is, he wanted to go out and look good, but he didn't go out and look good. He looked great. It was a highlight reel knockout, 22 seconds of the fourth round, a vicious right uppercut that put away Marcos Hernandez. He is a multiple-time world champion in the super middleweight division. Flint, Michigan should be very proud of what this man has done, what him and his brother have done in the sport of boxing, trained under the guidance of Sugar Harold Stewart, who is having a tremendous 30 days as an elite trainer and one of the best trainers in boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Flint, Michigan, fresh off of his fourth round knockout over Marcos Hernandez, Anthony the Dog Durrell, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, baby? All right? Hope y'all enjoyed the victory. We work hard on this. Me and one of the best trainers in the game. We put in work for a long time. He picked a shot. He told me what shot to do. We worked on that shot in the gym. He knew what he was going to do, and we got the job done.
Questions, please raise your hand, media.
Look, AD's been working hard all week. Let's let the man sit down and answer questions. We got microphones in front of him, so if we go ahead, if you have questions, by all means, see one of the guys, and they will give you the microphone. Wait until the microphone. Kyle's got it. Keith Heide. Go ahead.
Keith Heide from BoxingScene.com. Congratulations, Anthony. When you hit him with that shot, you pretty much knew he was not getting up?
I did because he started twitching on the floor. Once I seen that, but he got up. I think it should have been over with him on the ground just to keep him calm, because when you get up too fast from stuff, it makes it worse. But I knew he wasn't going to continue after that.
We spoke before the fight, and you said you wanted to make a statement tonight to put yourself in position to fight the winner. What type of statement do you feel that you made here by doing what you did? I
think I made a big statement. One-punch knockout, and that's what it takes. That's what people like. Hopefully, I can get it. We'll see down the line.
If you have questions for Anthony Durrell, by all means, raise your hand. We got the microphones on both ends of the media center. Don't be shy. As Anthony Durrell, victorious, fourth round over Marcos Hernandez. Got a question right here in the front row.
Dante's Boxing Nation, man. First of all, congratulations on a very successful win. What's next for you?
Like I say, hopefully I can get Canelo, the big head honcho. I think everybody wants him. Everybody wants to dethrone him. Hopefully I made a big enough statement to get him. That's the plan. And hopefully, he's seen, what I did and gonna give me a shot.
More questions for Anthony Durrell from Flint, Michigan, the former super middleweight champion of the world.
And y'all can talk to him too, because he put this stuff together.
Yeah.
Anthony, congrats on the big knockout, the big win. If you don't get Canelo, what's plan B and C? Who else is on your radar?
I'll retire.
That's cool too. Shout out to you.
Because I'm 37 years old. If I can't fight for something, I'm fighting for nothing. I have nothing to reach. I think that's every boxer's dream, especially to be an undisputed champion. At least let me fight for it and see. But if I can't, I'm getting too old for this, man. But I can't keep doing it.
Sugar Hill, this is Muhammad Mubarak and with the Electronic Urban Report. You built up a real good track record in a very short time, and it must be very rewarding to have a fighter like Anthony perform like this tonight. Tell us about that.
Yes, for me, it's very exciting. It's just me continuing the legacy that was left to me by Emmanuel. Emmanuel taught me a lot of things, and one of the things that I do truly love is knockouts. And for Anthony to get a sensational knockout like that, it makes me happy because of the things that we worked on. And for me, it's just a lot of joy to be able to teach somebody and for them to learn it and for them to go out and do it and to watch them be happy and be successful. That gives me a lot of joy. It was the same way Emmanuel felt. And yeah, that's what keeps me going. So I'm happy for Anthony and his great victory. And, you know, keep getting knockouts. I always just say bang and get it over with, or it's knockout time like you saw tonight.
All right, Anthony, if you have any final questions or if you have any final comments, you did a lot of your talking inside the ring tonight for that sensational highlight reel knockout over Marcos Hernandez. But last thing I want to know from you is how good did it feel to be here, live crowd, sold out, Las Vegas? You know, you fought on big stages before, but what was it like for you to be back here in Las Vegas, fighting on a card of this magnitude, and then having a performance like how you had here tonight?
It was great. It was great. I'm happy that, you know, I got on the card. I'm happy that I can perform like I performed. I'm happy that, you know, we got the job done. That was the plan. We perfected that plan, and now we go on to the next, hopefully, Canelo.
Sugar Hill, did you do you ever get a little bit nervous when he does that standing, you know, backflip and everything else? Because he stuck the landing. That was 10 out of 10. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that is some crazy athleticism being displayed by Anthony Durrell.
No, Anthony's he's an amazing athlete, so that doesn't bother me. It's something I've been seeing him do since he was an amateur. So it's nothing new, and yeah, he's always stuck it every time.
Literally. Well,
I don't
Anthony,
think I'll fall with that.
Anthony, congratulations on the win. Enjoy the victory. We look forward to seeing you sooner rather than later.
Thank you, guys.
Anthony the Dog Durrell, ladies and gentlemen. Victorious over Marcos Hernandez in the fourth round by knockout. A sensational performance in our co-main event here on the Undisputed pay-per-view event brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions and promoted by TGB Promotions. We'll come back with more fighters in a few moments here at the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas.
We are back here at the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas. We just witnessed the 11th round stoppage of Canelo Alvarez over Caleb Plant in a pretty good fight. A fight that, I think a lot of people didn't give Plant much of a chance. He won some rounds. He hung in there, and he hung around. And I think he proved that he is worthy of the championship level that he brought to the ring tonight. I'm just going to be waiting on definitely Canelo Alvarez will be here soon. I don't know if Caleb Plant is coming or not. Obviously the people saw him leave the ring. We got some chatters here. So let's see. Got my man Gervonta Garcia said, "Let's go." Big fan of Canelo. Watching tonight on our YouTube. A lot of fans watching all over the world. This is a worldwide event, a terrific fight. Any other fans have any questions about any of the fights tonight, any of the undercard fights? We just heard from Anthony Durrell, who scored a vicious knockout over Marcos Hernandez with a big right uppercut. I believe it was the 5th round he stopped him in. And Durrell, you heard him. He said if he can't fight Canelo Alvarez, he's going to retire, because he said if he's not fighting for something, he's fighting for nothing. And 37 years old, Anthony Durrell is a two-time world champion. Giovanni, thank you very much. He's a big fan of Abram's boxing. Appreciate it. We're going to have a lot of interviews and stuff that we'll be posting our sites that I haven't even uploaded yet. Got women's world champion Sanisa Estrada, Teofimo Lopez, Abdullah Mason. We actually just got Anthony Durrell before he went up on the stage. So just keep, wherever you're watching this tonight, just keep your eye out over the next couple of days. We were going to upload some videos for the fans today. You know, bring Las Vegas to them. Bring everything that went on. It's a crazy week here in Las Vegas. Just a smorgasbord of boxing, so to speak, because we had between all the press conferences, the Haney Jojo Diaz press conference, we're going to put that up as well. We had a Teofimo Lopez workout. We had the Jake Paul press conference, which we're going to put up probably at some point tonight or tomorrow. So we have a lot going on Abrams Boxing. Now we're just waiting for the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Canelo Alvarez. Anyone out up there with some comments? You know what? If someone gives me Estrada is his neighbor. Oh, so Sinisa, yes. I had a great conversation with her, which we'll be able to see over the next couple of days. So I'm a little stuffed up here. When you're running around, you get a little ill once in a while. East LA, Sinisa Estrada. So yeah, she was here with Jojo Diaz at the press conference on Friday. We had a chance to catch up with her. So see if we get any guests. No one really is in the press room yet. A lot of the media people. We have our second headphone set up just in case we can commandeer someone. Actually sitting next to the legendary Sean Sullivan, former editor of Boxing Digest, now works for Entertainment. Sitting next to me, we got some Keith Eidick down the hall, boxingscene.com. So, anyone have any thoughts tonight? Anyone have any thoughts? Giovanni says I'm the best. I'm not paying you for this, so you don't have to give me all the compliments. Chris Conley. Chris, did you watch the fight tonight? Tell me what your thought. Write down what your thoughts were. I agree. Subscribe to Abrams Boxing on YouTube, and you're going to get some great videos. Like I said, interviews, and we've got some special stuff coming up. Chris chimes in. Looks strong as always. Yes. How about that 11th round? He felt his prey weakening, and he just jumped on him and ate him. But it's a good display of sportsmanship after the fight that they were able to embrace after the fight. Isaac Martinez tuning in tonight. Also, when you're tuning in, tell me where you're watching from tonight. Plant was a letdown. He talked too much and didn't back it up. The thing about he's a boxer, Plant, so I really didn't expect him to do much offensively in terms of being aggressive. He did well with the counter punches and. Just take a little sip here. Chris Conley said some great body stuff. Historia for Canelo. Where's everyone watching from tonight? Got a whole lot of people watching. I can tell on the stream. It's an unbelievable crowd. I don't have a cough button, unfortunately, on this thing. It was an unbelievable crowd here in the MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Tune in from Texas. Got a lot of good stuff going. Albuquerque, Peter El Serrano from Giovanni. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Home of Floyd Mayweather. All right, Chris, any Floyd Mayweather references in the town? Or any of the Mayweathers? We are waiting for Canelo Alvarez. Well, I'm a big Canelo fan, but I actually thought that the score was closer than the judges were calling it before this game. Call me crazy, but I actually gave Caleb Plant 4 rounds. So, what did people think? How many rounds did people think that Caleb Plant won tonight? Yes, the Mayweather hometown. Absolutely. Watching from Virginia is Juan Esquivel. What did you guys think? I want to hear some thoughts on the fight. Or any of the fights. Elvis Rodriguez with a knockout to kick off the pay-per-view. Former world champion Ray Vargas was very guess, pedestrian a little bit in his fight with Leonardo Baez. Juan Escobar thought that Canelo was handling the job quite well. See, this is the best stream. I know other people. I see other people streaming the weigh-in, streaming this press conference. Where can you get some instant feedback? But on the Abrams Boxing post-fight press conference and post-fight reaction here, live from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, the media room. This is it's been quite the scene here all week. A lot of fighters coming through, a lot of boxing people coming through. And see here, everyone's chiming in here. Terrell had a nice knockout. Terrific uppercut that deposited Marcos Hernandez on the canvas. Again, Giovanni, I appreciate what you're doing. It's Abrams with an S on the end. Well, I'm not paying you for this, but I appreciate it. Good stuff. Of course, we'll shout out Abel Amaya. Isaac, I want to see Canelo versus Charlo next. Well, if he stays at 68, could be Jamal Charlo. And we'll see what David Benavidez brings to the table next Saturday night when he takes on Kyron Davis. If he looks spectacular, he's going to throw his name right in the mix. A lot of people want to see that fight. Well, Hernandez should have seen the uppercut, but easy for me to say watching. How was everyone's fight experience watching the fight? Who'd you watch it with? Did you watch it with friends, family? What was some of the food that you guys were chowing down during this pay-per-view extravaganza from the MGM Grand here in Las Vegas? Just seeing who's around here. As said, we're waiting the arrival of the pound-for-pound king, Canelo Alvarez. Why would you say that, Isaac? Why don't you think he'd want to fight a Mexican? Benavidez is a Mexican-American. I disagree. I think he'll go for the most part. Personally, I think he's going to take some time off and he's going to try to clean out the 175-pound division. And if it was up to me, the order would go Beevil, Joe Smith, and Better BF. So Juan's asking that too. Got some great comments here watching everything tonight. Watching our post-fight press conference as we wait for Canelo Alvarez to get to the podium. Sorry if I'm looking around. I'm just seeing who's around. Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s in the house. I see him. He's doing some interviews. Obviously, his son fighting 3 weeks from tonight against George Kambosis Jr. Juan says Canelo needs a break. He fought a lot in a short time. Exactly. He wants to fight 4 more times next year. It can be done. November, we could see a March, maybe June, maybe a September and December, something like that. Canelo going to heavyweight next. I don't know about that, but that would be something at 5'7.5" as he's listed at. I actually stood next to Canelo on Wednesday. I didn't realize I'm 5'8", and I was the same height as him. I didn't realize that. Chris watched the fight by himself. And no one bothering you, no one talking too loud, so. Chris, a super boxing fan. My wife has to put up with it. Yeah, I know the feeling. Obviously, I do this for a living, but, we have, we have to watch all of our fights, with all the fights on Showtime and DAZN and Fox and, the fights from England, the fights from Spain. I watch them all. So, He hasn't mentioned Benavidez at all. That's why. Reynoso talked about Charlo, plus I'm a Texan. So I want to see Canelo fight a Texan. Oh, it's possible. I know people would love to see it. He is undefeated. So is David Benavidez. So, if it's not light heavyweight, it'll be one of those two guys. Looks like people are watching the UFC fight behind us. You hear a lot of oohing and ahhing. Who's winning? Who? They say Kamaru Usman's winning the fight. What fights are you coming up? I'm looking forward to. Obviously, every week there's big fights. Crawford and Porter, Fulton and Figueroa. Those two come to mind. We got Gervonta Davis, fighting Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz fought on a show that I worked about a year and a half, 2 years ago. He's a little spark plug. He may give Gervonta Davis a little problems there. I think Andy Ruiz is nervous. They would never fight for 2 reasons. A, Canelo's not going to heavyweight. And B, they're trained by the same people. They're in the same camp together. So I don't think that would happen for many reasons. But it's a good try. But there's Joseph did get back to Juan's question. Joseph Diaz against Devin Haney. Vasil Lomachenko, Richard Comey. So there's a lot of awesome fights coming up to end the year. December 18th, even Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. Jake Paul at a big press conference today, right down the road, the Resorts World Casino. We were there, and we're gonna put all the videos up. So I got a quick phone call. This is live. Hey, I'm just streaming. By God. All right, brother. Thank you. Bye-bye. This is live TV. Well, what fights are you guys looking forward to? If anyone out there can pick one fight that's on the schedule right now, what do you want to see? What do I think of Ryan Garcia's injury? He hurt his hand. Obviously, he was going to fight Jojo Diaz, and he'll be back. Hopefully in a significant fight early in 2022. Obviously he's been off. He'll be off for a whole year because he fought in January, and then they take care of his mental health, and then the injury. So it'll be a whole year. Hopefully they put him in with a real viable opponent now that Jojo Diaz is, off the table for now. So Juan says I'm living the dream. Nah, I don't know about that, but I enjoy what I do. I get to go to these fights, come out to Vegas a few times a year to do this. And obviously we're going to be doing a lot more of these shows, not only when I'm at the fights here in Las Vegas, but during the week, during fights in the East Coast where I'm stationed. So we will have a lot of good content coming to you from Abram's Boxing, both YouTube and Abram's Boxing on Facebook. Follow the action, all their platforms. So it's good stuff that we got going on. We got some good comments coming up here. Let's see here. He wants to see Teofimo against Kambosis on Isaac does on November 27th at the Hulu Theater in Madison Square Garden. It's at the Hulu Theater, right? Teofimo Kambosis at the Hulu Theater. And Sean Sullivan, who works for the promoter of George Kambosis Jr., that would be Lou DeBella, DeBella Entertainment. Good people. Crawford Porter says, Chris, that's going to be a hell of a fight. Sean was around here tonight. I saw, what? Yeah, Sean says he also has Richard Comey fighting Vasil Lomachenko on December the 11th. IB chiming in. Only fight that makes Canelo Benavidez. Yeah, you know what? Benavidez, he's an offensive juggernaut. So, he maybe he's. I'm not saying he would beat Canelo. I think he's the guy that could give him the most problems because he's so offensive. But then again, he throws so many punches that could be a vicious knockout also waiting to happen as well. No, kambosis is not out of the fight. I know. I get it. The fight's been changed like 24 times, but this time it's a go on November the 27th. I'm going to see Campbell and Davis. Who's Campbell? I don't know. Who's Campbell? Who? Luke Campbell? Isn't he retired? I think Benavidez' offense would play into Canelo's mindset. Well, there's definitely a bunch of ways as I see the president of the Boxing Writers Association of America walking behind me, Joe Santoliquido. He usually likes to photobomb this stuff. It's a late night here. It's 1:30 in the morning. He's 10:30 here. The Rolling Stones are actually playing right down the road. Yeah, Luke Campbell. He's like retired. Canelo should not go any heavier. It's a valid point, Juan. It really is a valid point. You know, he got rid of an aging Sergey Kovalev. Guy like that. I think he would do okay with Bivol and possibly Joe Smith. Better Bivol, who's a real physical guy. That could be interesting. So we've had Canelo. We've had suggestions for Canelo to fight Andy Ruiz, and we've had a suggestion now for Canelo to fight Gervonta Davis. So anyone in between 135 pounds and heavyweight, I guess Canelo is going to fight. Better matchup to beat Canelo. Better Biev, I think. For sure. Better Biev. What do you guys think? Who do you guys all want to see Canelo fight next? All right, Giovanni. We're not doing Luke Campbell. He's retired. Why don't you have Canelo? Why don't someone suggest Luke Campbell versus Canelo then? Teofimo Lopez Sr. holding court to the right of us. Spoke to him the other day. His son is ready for November 27th. See the legendary Phoenix writer Norm Frauenheim, who you can read on 15rounds.com. That's 15rounds.com. He's one of the greatest writers in the business from yesterday and today. There's some great comments coming. I'm sure the promoters would want Charlo for a big payday at Cowboy Stadium. It's possible. I don't know if I don't think Canelo would fight him in Houston, but Dallas, yeah, why not? Who won? Who won? Did Usman win? Looks like Kamaru Usman stopped Colby Covington. Any of you guys UFC fans? Did he stop him? He's good. All right, enough, Giovanni. Enough with Luke Campbell. Let's go to Ray Flores, who I believe has an announcement. Well, close decision. Ray's not ready. Let's get everything back on us here. Let's see here. I'd be a Cowboy Steve if they made that happen. Well, Isaac, maybe I'll meet if that happens. I'll meet you for a glass of water. What time is Canelo coming out? We're just waiting on him. Obviously, there's a lot of stuff that goes in. You know, he probably spent some time with his family. I know they have to take their post-fight drug test. And sometimes, you know, when they sweat, they lose a lot of water. I know that sometimes that takes a couple minutes. Just good old bad of boxing. I don't know what that means for us. I know. Okay, I got you. Well, I'd be asking questions. Maybe I will. There he is, the legend, Sweet Baby Ray Flores.
How are you, brother?
What?
Good? You good?
Yeah. So what were your thoughts here? Get in
Good.
there.
Yeah.
I got people watching.
All right, beautiful. What was my thoughts?
Yeah, what are
My
your
thoughts
thoughts?
on Canelo Alvarez, best pound for pound fighter in the world, and he closed the show in grand style. Caleb Plant, though, I think for people to write him off the way that they did heading into the fight, I think he gained a lot of respect. I think he proved that he belonged at this level. There's a reason why he's a world champion. But again, there are levels to this sport, and there's no shame in losing to the best pound for pound fighter in the world. In the 11th, he went out there, took control, dictated, and just blasted, Caleb Plant with some shots that are of titanic proportions.
Right, you got fans here.
No, do I?
You got fans here. What
Okay.
did Plant exceed your expectations tonight?
No, because I know what Caleb Plant is capable of. I was one of the ones that said, listen, Caleb Plant is not going to be an easy task for Canelo Alvarez. And I went into the camp of Canelo Alvarez, and they told me this is not an easy fight. The first half of the fight will be difficult, and then we think we'll take over in 7, 8, 9. Now, that started happening to a degree, but in the 10th and the 11th, obviously, Canelo really took control. But if the champion is saying it's not going to be easy, for the prognosticators out there to be so dismissive of Caleb Plant is something that, I frown upon. But also, this was a great night for boxing. Why? Because both men at the end of the fight showed respect for one another. They embraced two world champions, putting it all on the line, the best fighting the best, and that's exactly what we saw here tonight.
It looked like Plant took a page out of the Floyd Mayweather book tonight. A lot of shoulder roll, a lot of the shoulder roll defense tonight.
When also with Caleb Plant, there are times where he gets hit, but he rolls with the punches to sort of, not allow the force to have full impact. And also, I like the fact that Plant tied up Canelo in certain points, disrupting his rhythm, his timing. But again, Canelo's a different beast.
They asked me a few minutes ago. You may know the answer. When's Canelo coming out?
Should be in the next few moments, 10, 15 minutes, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more. It all depends on how he's feeling. He's the champ, so he gets to dictate.
Yeah, no, I was saying that anything on the undercard, Anthony Durrell.
Hey, look, Durrell going out there and doing what he did to Marcos Hernandez. I said this on the international broadcast. He can't just go out there and beat this guy. He has to go out there and knock him out and look impressive. So that's what that's what stood out to me.
A good assessment of our guy here, Bell here. He said it was a checkers game, one move at a time until the king took over.
Look, and again, Canelo is the best pound for pound fighter in the world. There's a reason why. So, and no shame on losing the best pound for pound fighter. Same thing with Deontay Wilder losing to Tyson Fury. Best heavyweight this generation. No shame on losing to him. Sometimes guys are just truly elite, and they demonstrated that tonight.
A lot of fans check in from all over the world.
Yeah, I love it. Got that straight roll. Yeah, pretty quick. Yeah. I mean, it was, again, look, there was bad blood heading in. There were sportsmen afterwards. Great night.
Happens. I didn't expect them to.
I agree. So
are we going to see Caleb Plant here tonight?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. And let me, if you don't mind me, going and trying to talk to the PR people and see what's going on.
Let me tell you something. A cameo by Sweet Baby Ray's always welcome.
Always appreciate it, Mark Abrams, hardest working man in boxing.
There he goes. Sweet Baby Ray Flores. You see him calling the fights on Fox, Showtime, International. Been a friend of mine for years and years and years. He did the international broadcast tonight. And he's handling the press conference duties. I was Wilder for the Star. Deontay Wilder did get his butt kicked. For sure. see here. Trying to grab some more people here. We grab a lot of people. I just want, people obviously. Ray's a guy all the boxing fans know, and they hear him on the Fox. They did a great job tonight on the international broadcast, I'm sure. Always does an impeccable job. Got some new blood coming in. Bo Paper Show. Congratulations, Canelo's. Michael Myers Alvarez. We just had Halloween last week, but yeah, he's a savage, is Canelo Alvarez. A big time savage. Just checking a couple things out here. See what we got going on. See if so Kamaru Usman won a decision over Colby Covington. I actually bet on Covington. Don't tell nobody. I guess I just did tell people. Didn't I? Strange. We should be on Facebook, but I don't know why it's not being streamed on Facebook. But you know what? I have a great crew tonight here asking questions on our YouTube page. So I'm glad that you guys are here. Chris and Abel and Isaac and where's my man Giovanni, president of the Luke Campbell fan club. My man Bo Paper Show. Good to have some good boxing chat after a great night of boxing, a terrific knockout. Water, a good fight. He just needs to be more humble. Well, if you're not humbled by the two knockouts, then you'll never be humbled. So, thanks to our man, Sweet Baby Ray Flores, for stopping by. Let's see who's in here. See Mike Coppinger of ESPN. We're just waiting on the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world. Eddie Reynoso is a terrific trainer. He's going to get a run for his money, though, from Sugar Hill Stewart, I think, now these days. And it was his birthday tonight. Yeah, I do believe Deontay Wilder is definitely humbled beyond after that devastating knockout to Tyson Fury. Last couple pay-per-views, I don't think we can complain. I know a lot of times we can complain in this sport about paying this and paying that. There's Teofimo Lopez Sr. Speaking of great trainers, see, I was Teofimo Sr. in the white. You see him in the white sweatsuit behind us. Let's see here, Canelo should say, I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal, vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one that can stop me. Right now, no one can stop me. 57, 1-2 now. And I think he's beat 20 world champions. Got Nick chiming in. Can Canelo beat better BF? That's gonna be that's might be the toughest guy out there. I think he can, but it's better BF is a very physical guy, very strong guy, throws a million punches. But we'll see. We'll see what Canelo wants to do. If that fight can ever come to fruition. Oh, pay-per-view. He wants to have Eddie Reynoso train him. You a pro fighter, Bo? You're a pro fighter. if Eddie comes in here, I'll tell him. I'll tell him. Bo Paper Show wants to train under the guidance of Eddie Reynoso. And still, we're stalling here a little bit, just waiting for the champ to arrive. Kames Kidney, when will it start, you think? We just had Sweet Baby Ray Flores on. He said hopefully in a few minutes. I hope Canelo, obviously people want to leave this place, so you guys gonna join me for like our midweek chats and stuff like that? We'll get it going. We'll incorporate everyone. I actually have some prizes I'm gonna start giving out during the week. So tell your family, tell your friends, all your boxing fans that to tune in. I'll be putting out a schedule hopefully sometime this week about when we will do some weekly shows. So. Well, we'll be chatting about the sport of professional boxing. Maybe we'll mix in some other sports as well. I'm more than just versed on boxing. I know about all the other sports. Obviously, we've been keeping track of the UFC a little bit tonight. Like the NFL, can't wait for the games tomorrow. I'm actually staying in Vegas to watch all the games tomorrow afternoon. Is Andrade in the lobby waiting for Canelo? Don't think so. Demetrius has a fight on November 19th against Jason Quigley on the Zone. So I believe he's probably training at home in Rhode Island. So I do not believe he is in Las Vegas. That's some great questions as we wait for the champ, Canelo Alvarez. Everyone's Ryan Burton of BoxingScene.com saying hello over here. Westland, yeah, you know what? That's a great point, Kames. That's a terrific point. If he could hit a little bit harder, he may have been able to keep Canelo off him a little bit more often, and then because he was doing well with some of the things he was doing in there. So that's a great point. Back to Nick. Does Benavidez have enough power to keep? I think he does. I mean, he's the one guy at 168, but Ernest, who's about to chime in here, welcome to the chat, Ernest, too stationary. Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who likes to stick his feet in the ground and land punches. Such big talk with such light punches. He fought hard. We got to give Caleb Plant some credit tonight. He fought hard and he hung in there. Isaac, not a big fan of his power. How would Canelo do at 175? That's what we've been kind of chatting about. I think he beats Bivol easily. I think he beats Joe Smith. He will at least outbox Joe Smith. Then we go to Beterbiev. That's the $100 million question. Frank Sanchez looked good against Frank Sanchez was actually in the media room yesterday. We had a chance to say hello to him. Again, the boogeyman asked the same question. Bo pay-per-view, he's bodacious the killer bull. Very interesting. Good. Legendary writer Norm Frauenheim. Norm, let's see if I can get you on camera. Norm's been covering the sport for over 40 years. He was ringside tonight. Norm, what were your thoughts on the fight tonight?
It kind of went sort of the way I thought. Although I will say that Plant was actually a little better than I thought he would be. But it was a dominant performance. And in Plant's case, you can't be at the top of any division if you're a one-handed fighter. The right hand was non-existent. And Canelo knew that. He could coast a couple of rounds, get his energy back, and destroy
A
it.
couple of our guys asked us, I think we should plan to hit a little bit harder.
Yeah.
It would have been a little bit more interesting.
But we knew that, didn't we, going in? I mean, we knew that. I was amazed, by the way. The odds went down from what, like 11-1, 10-1 to 7-1.
Oh, really? Is that
Yeah,
when it went off
yeah,
the
yeah. So people were betting a long shot, but I mean, what were they betting on? Were they thinking Plant was going to break his ankle in the ring walk? I mean, that was about the only chance he had. But you got to give it to Canelo. I mean, he did this 4 fights in 11 months. That's impressive. I know there's a lot of debate about how he would do against the legends and other time, but he's doing what he has to do.
Two questions that were asked. Why do you think he uses right hand?
He either doesn't know how to, or there's nothing there. I mean, but if you look at the tapes, he never used his right hand before. So
Now we're looking at 175 pounds, possibly.
possibly. Yeah.
How do you think he does against a guy like Benavidez?
Right now, I'd pick better BF, but who would you pick between Duval and?
I think he beats Bivol easily, and Smith is the other champion.
Right. I do think that that Showtime, by the scheduling, wants to do Benavidez, Canelo for Cinco de Mayo, which I think is a perfect fight. But I don't know if he's going to go. Canelo's going to go that way.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about Benavidez in the chat here.
Yeah.
And this guy's been covering Benavidez since he could crawl.
Yeah.
So that's a fight that obviously interests you more than
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it to you. I would pick Canelo now, but there's sort of a Floyd Mayweather parallel here. Floyd fought Canelo before he really learned all about his craft. He might want to fight Benavidez now instead of later, because Benavidez is only 24 years old. Some people I've heard, I don't agree completely with this, but that Benavidez is a little bit like the Antonio Margarito of his time. And that said, I can beat him, but if I fight him, I'm going to pay for it.
Guys, what do you think of that? Norm is probably the biggest authority on David Benavidez. We've had a lot of questions about David Benavidez. He just threw a $50 million question. His name 168. They mentioned guys here in the chat. Charlo possibly at 168
Possibly, yeah.
If he stays at 168, Jamal Charlo will benefit. Goes to 175, he's a little better for him.
I mean, he might make a business decision. There might be a lot of money for a Cinco de Mayo date between a Mexican and Mexican American.
He said he wanted to fight 4 times again next year.
Yeah, but you know what the problem with in this day and time, who would those 4 guys be?
Well, maybe Benavidez, maybe Charlo, and then you have 3 light heavyweights.
Maybe.
Any combination there.
Yeah.
Although he did another amazing job covering the fights ringside.
By the way, so did you. No, you're a guy who's got a good future in the talk business. And,
A couple of these guys say I'm doing a good job. I don't know what the heck they're watching.
well, trust me, you got no. See, you got smart. You got a smart audience.
This guy says you can chop down by
But yeah, I agree with that. I tend to agree with that. But Benavidez is a pretty tough character. So, but Benavidez's upper body is a little bit underdeveloped at this point, and I think that he would suffer from those body shots.
Benavidez should fight Jamal Charlo.
No, the fight if Benavidez doesn't get an immediate shot at Canelo, I still think a Benavidez Caleb Plant fight is a pretty good fight.
There's a lot of backstory, and if you thought the animosity between Canelo and Plant, this is only a few weeks or a couple months from then. You guys hate each other for a couple of years.
That's right. So that that would be interesting.
Plant obviously being the fight tonight and all the exposure that came with it, his profile's through the roof.
Right.
So,
You know, my description of him, I don't know if you saw my tweet, but when he came into the ring, he was wearing that white, you know, marching into that rap song.
yeah.
He was a southern fried vanilla ice.
How about the crowd inside the MGM?
It was thunderous, you know.
That was as loud a crowd as
It was
I've heard.
thunderous.
I think because Mayweather, he never cheered that out.
Well, you know, I bet people watch Mayweather because they just liked him, but they love Canelo.
Nick believes it's better to be the only guy who can beat him at 168, 175.
Maybe so.
Might not fight him for another year, then Canelo's chance to go off.
Yeah. But remember this: there's a reason for weight class.
Yeah. I can't believe I was telling these guys that I stood next to Canelo on Wednesday. He's my height. I'm 5'8".
Well, I was struck by the fact that inside the ring, you see this, you know, more in person than you do on TV. I think I was struck at how much bigger Plant was than Canelo.
Yeah.
Canelo figured that out real fast.
The whole place knew that song. That the one Canelo came in. the Mexican rock star.
Right. They were going nuts about it for sure.
Well, I think Ray Flores is ready for some announcements.
All right. Thanks, bud.
So let's throw up to Ray.
Thanks. That's great. Thanks.
Yeah, man. He was mad. He was like 1 in the morning when he blew it, man. The only thing I wasn't tripping out was there when the deadline.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we continue with the press conference here at the MGM Grand, what a night of action. History made here tonight. The first ever undisputed super middleweight champion of the world's best pound for pound fighter, once again making his country of Mexico proud, his home city, Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Now, the WBC, WBO, WBA, and IBF super middleweight champion of the world, the undisputed super middleweight champion. Here is Saul Canelo Alvarez.
I'm so sorry.
Muchas gracias. Gracias a todos. Y disculpa la tardanza, pero pues ahí ya saben, ¿no? Gracias. Pues agradecido con mi equipo, con los que hicieron posible esto, Showtime, Steve, Espinosa, Jaimon, todos los que hicieron posible esto. La verdad que estoy muy agradecido. Esto es algo histórico para mi país, para mi equipo, para mi familia, para mi carrera. Estoy muy contento por esta noche.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. And this is something that I'm really thankful for. Thank you to Showtime, to Steve, to Steven Espinosa, Al Heyman, everybody who made this possible. It was truly a historic night, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Y pues esta pelea 100% dedicada a Eddie Reynoso y su cumpleaños, por favor, todos. Démosle un aplauso.
This fight is completely dedicated to Eddie Reynoso. It's his birthday today, so a round of applause for this great trainer.
Y pues listo para sus preguntas.
We're ready for questions, so whenever you're ready, raise your hand. We have 2 mics. We're going to start with over there. Do you have any questions over there?
Canelo, aquí a tu izquierda, a tu derecha. Para Canal 10 Guadalajara Quiero TV, preguntarte, digo, tienes ya 16 años de una gran y exitosa carrera, siempre con Eddie en tu esquina. Hoy, ¿qué le dirían ustedes a esos chavos que estaban comenzando en Guadalajara, en aquel gimnasio, y con qué ojos creen que ellos los mirarían ustedes hoy después de convertir este logro, ¿no? Este campeonato indiscutido en el peso?
Nosotros en ese entonces,
sí,
lo mismo, ¿no? Que siguieran con esa ilusión de ser lo mejor en el boxeo, de llegar a ser lo mejor, con esa misma disciplina, con esa misma motivación, con ese mismo amor por este deporte tan bonito, y lo seguimos haciendo, aún en este nivel seguimos haciendo, seguimos amando lo que hacemos, lo hacemos al 100% porque somos apasionados del boxeo.
The question was, with Canelo being 16 years in with Eddie Reynoso, what would he have told himself 16 years ago, knowing where he is now? And Canelo said that he would have told himself to remain disciplined, to believe, to never lose his passion and his love for boxing. And that's exactly what happened. He loves boxing so much that he loves it just as much now as he did 16 years ago. He never lost that discipline, that passion, and that's how he's here today. Okay, next question. We're going to go with here Erico Montoya from Millennium.
Primero que nada, felicidades. Canelo, quisiera que me hablaras de lo que piensas de Caleb Plant, lo que te presentó arriba del ring. Y Eddie, muchísimas felicidades, doble. Quisiera que me contaras acerca de cómo fue la planeación de esta pelea para presentar lo que Canelo dio en el ring.
Bueno, como lo dijimos, ¿no? Obviamente los primeros asaltos iba a ser complicado por el estilo de Plant. Se me complicó un poquito más de lo que pensaba, pero nada que no supiéramos, ¿no? Así iba a ser la pelea, era tener paciencia pero lo sabíamos y lo dije desde antes, no es algo que no supiéramos.
Well, the question was, what was the outlook of the fight for you? And Canelo said that the fight itself was exactly as they had envisioned it. The first few rounds, they were tough, but then it ended up turning out just like we envisioned it. We were able to execute our game plan, and we were really happy with how it turned out.
Saúl, felicidades. Este año ha sido un año bien activo para ti, buenas victorias. ¿Vas a regresar para el principio del año, para el próximo año, o regresarás para el mayo?
Yo creo que para mayo. Mi cuerpo necesita un poquito de descanso, ya se lo merece. Yo creo que en mayo volveremos al cuadrilátero.
The question was, Canelo, when do you see yourself coming back next year, early on or in May? And Canelo said that, in May, because my body needs rest. I need to rest, I need to recover, so it's probably going to be in May when I come back. Next question here.
Radio Raheem, Seconds Out, is having become the first ever super middleweight champion, is it important to you to defend these titles and defend these different weight belts?
Siempre es importante, ¿no? Lo que queremos es hacer las mejores peleas, las peleas que estén ahí. Siempre es lo que queremos, hacer las mejores peleas, y si eso es lo que tenemos que hacer, lo vamos a hacer. Como lo dije ahorita, no sabemos qué es lo que viene, queremos descansar un poco, disfrutar de esta gran victoria, porque es una gran victoria para mi carrera, disfrutarla al 100% y después veremos qué es lo que viene.
We're always looking for the best fights. Defending the title is always important. But like I said before, right now we're focused on enjoying this fight, trying to enjoy the moment. This is really meaningful. And then when the time comes, we're going to think about the future. Here, kid, next question.
Canelo Osvaldo Príncipe, Tenis por Argentina. Nosotros seguimos su relación con el público de Las Vegas, Mayweather, Golovkin 1, Golovkin 2, Daniel Jacobs. Hoy hubo una comunión en nuestra percepción, como nunca la hubo, entre Canelo y el público de Las Vegas y los mexicanos que asistieron a Las Vegas. Desde el anuncio que fue a cobro, desde la salida con Maná del Rey, y se vivó y se alentó a Canelo como nunca. Hoy fue el día clave para el romance definitivo de Canelo y el público mexicano en Las Vegas.
Siempre he tenido una conexión muy bonita y muy importante con mis fanáticos, con la gente. Siempre lo he sentido así, el cariño de la gente. Esta no fue la excepción, la verdad siempre he sentido un gran cariño de mis fans y estoy muy agradecido con ellos porque me acompañaron en una noche histórica para el boxeo mexicano y para el boxeo.
The question was, how do you feel about the connection that you had with Mexican fans from beginning to end in the fight? Starting with Maná walking in to the coronation and the win. And Canelo answered that the connection has always been there. And I'm really happy and really glad that the Mexican fans that were able to come and witness the fight share this success with me. And it means a lot to be a Mexican undisputed champion. Next question here with Keith.
Keith Idek, BoxingTeam.com. Canelo, congratulations, obviously. This was your first fight with Showtime in 7 years and your first fight ever with PBC. I was just wondering if you can speak to how you were treated as it relates to this event and how receptive you would be for returning with them for your next fight.
No, me trataron muy bien. Me trataron muy bien, estoy muy contento, agradecido con Showtime, con Untitled por cómo me trataron. Estoy muy contento, muy agradecido y es lo único que puedo decir, me trataron excelente.
Showtime, PBC, Al Heyman, everybody treated me so well. The question was how happy Canelo was about having his first fight with PBC. Canelo said that Showtime, PBC, Al Heyman, everybody treated me so well. I felt really comfortable. And all I can say that overall, end-to-end, excellent. And next question is Dan Rafael here.
Canelo, congratulations on your victory. I know you said that you are going to take some time off, and obviously you deserve it after your schedule, and you're going to think about what you want to do. At what point do you believe you'll finally allow yourself to sit down with your team, with Eddie, Chepo, and the group, and decide what is next? You know, you said you wanted to fight in May of next year.
Maybe January, we're going to see them and see what is next. What is next?
And the choices are, yes, you tell me if I'm wrong, it's either stay and defend your title, go up to light heavyweight and look for some kind of interesting fight in that weight class. Is there something else out there that I'm missing? And what else do you want to accomplish?
La verdad es que ahorita no tengo nada en mente, quiero disfrutar esta pelea que ha sido muy importante para mí, quiero disfrutar este triunfo, disfrutarlo al máximo, no tengo nada en mente, pero ahora sí que los retos importantes que estén ahí, eso es lo que vamos a hacer. Me gustan los retos y seguramente va a salir algo bueno.
I have nothing in particular in mind right now, but I love challenges, and whatever comes my way, I'll be ready for it. I'm ready for any challenge, anytime, but we'll see what comes next year. I really don't have a time set for sitting down with my team and thinking about it. Right now, I'm just enjoying the moment.
Next question. Canelo, right here. Okay, so this year you fought 4 times in 11 months. You were usually fighting about once a year. How much of a toll did it take on your body fighting that much, you know, that many times this year? And how much more of a break do you need compared to when you were only fighting like once a year to prepare for your next bout?
Que peleaste 4 veces y 11 veces este año, comparado con cuando no era tan usual pelear tanto, como una vez al año. ¿Cuál es el desgaste que sentís en este momento físicamente?
No, pues obviamente se siente desgaste, más que nada es en los entrenamientos, el desgaste que haces con los entrenamientos, la bajada de peso, es mucho desgaste para tu cuerpo. Ahora sí que hice 4 peleas, como dices, en 11 meses, ahora necesito un poquito de descanso, así que por eso esperaremos hasta mayo, pero la verdad es que me siento muy bien, mi cuerpo me responde al 100% y me siento en el mejor momento.
The wear and tear really is during the training sessions, trying to make weight. That's when you feel really the tiredness of it all. But right now, if I have to tell you, I feel 100% my body is responding splendidly, and all I need now is some rest until May, and then we will go on to the next challenge. Next question, we will have the question over here.
Canelo. Thank you. Canelo, this fight kind of embodied everything that you've been through in the last year. I mean, he had an effective jab. His hands were very fast, but you kind of stayed with your plan of executing those power punches. Can you talk about the importance of, your mind just being so headstrong and having a real stubborn will to do what you want to do in your life and your boxing career?
No, la verdad es que tengo un gran equipo. Llegaba a la esquina y Eddie, por eso somos un equipo, Eddie es el que me tranquilizaba porque sí empezaba a desesperarme un poquito por su estilo de pelea, pero seguimos el plan como teníamos que hacerlo. Eddie llegaba a la esquina y me tranquilizaba y me decía lo que teníamos que hacer, lo que habíamos planeado hacer y así fue como resultó y ahora sí que me tardé un poquito más de lo avisado.
Well, Eddie was the one that calmed me down whenever I got to my corner and I was getting a little anxious. He was always telling me the right things, kept me on my way, kept me on the right path, and then the game plan was, great to fruition. And now, thanks to him, I was able to come out with the win.
Y es un gran peleador, no hay que quitarle mérito, es un gran peleador que lo plan.
And, we don't have to take away anything from Caleb Plant. He's a great fighter, a great boxer. He made a great effort tonight.
Canelo, Stephen Carreño, KOR Sports. Was there a point in the fight that you saw Caleb Plant breaking down? And lastly, what did you tell him at the end of the fight? You guys had a moment together and you guys spoke. What did you guys say to each other?
No, él vino y me dijo que él quería seguir peleando, ¿sabes? Ese tipo de cosas. Y también me dijo que lo que me dijo acerca de mi mamá no era con intención de decirlo a mi mamá. Y le dije, no te preocupes, somos hombres y al final todo aquí queda. Y lo que le dije es que con todo respeto y con todo mi corazón le deseaba que algún día tuviera una gran familia de corazón porque se la merece.
Well, he told me after the fight that he wanted to keep fighting, he wanted to continue, and he also apologized to me and told me that what he said about my mom, he didn't mean it, that he truly was sorry about that. And I told him, look, it's okay, it's water under the bridge. I told him he was a great man, and I told him also that I hope that someday he has a great family as well. I only wish the best for him.
Gracias.
Next question, over here.
Congratulations, Canelo. I looked in that fight that Plant was difficult to hit. Was there moments in that fight that you thought that you wouldn't get the stoppage because you did predict the 7 and 9, you did get him in the 11th round, but were you frustrated that sometimes he was hard to hit and difficult to, he was very good defensively?
Sí, un poquito, porque es un gran peleador, defensivamente muy bueno. Los primeros asaltos, como hasta el quinto, un poquito frustrado. Pero por eso tengo a mi esquina, una gran esquina que me tranquilizó y hicimos el trabajo como teníamos que hacerlo. Al final de cuentas, hicimos la pelea como lo dijimos, ¿no? Al final, la segunda mitad de la pelea es donde iba a empezar a conectar mis golpes.
To be honest with you, yeah, I was a little frustrated, especially in the first 5 rounds up until the 5th round. But then again, also the second part of the fight, it was exactly how we envisioned it. And in the end, we came out with the win. That's all that matters, really. So in the end, even though the frustration was there in the first 5 rounds, the second part, it was ideal. One last question, and then we're going to wrap up.
Gracias, Canelo. Hay un dicho en los deportes de combate que dicen que hay que ser implacable en el combate, generoso en la victoria. Explícanos a los que no entendemos cómo cambias el switch de ese odio deportivo a después ser humano con tu rival.
No, mira, al final de cuentas somos seres humanos pero desgraciadamente pues estamos en un deporte que hay que lastimar lo más que se pueda a tu rival, ¿no? Eso es lo que se tiene que hacer, pero al final de cuentas somos seres humanos y no quieres lastimar más allá, no, tú sabes a lo que me refiero, y la verdad es que al final del día somos humanos y deportivamente pues hay que ser lo mejor también, ¿no?
The question was, how do you flip the switch?
Gracias.
Well, the question was how do you flip the switch from, being so hostile with each other to, the nice ending that you have. And Canelo said that in the end, we're all human and that we want the best for each other. This is a sport where we have to hurt each other, but in the end, we're all human. And what happens in the ring stays in the ring. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, that'll conclude the press conference. Congratulations to Saul Canelo Alvarez, the first undisputed super middleweight champion of the world from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. And if we can give him space and allow him to take photos with his team and get home to his family, Canelo Alvarez, congratulations to the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today.
Well, guys, I appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. A couple more questions. See everything going on. I appreciate everyone tuning in tonight for our post-fight. We're going to be doing a lot of this kind of stuff in the weeks, months, years to come. So we will talk to you soon. I will let everyone know when. Actually, let's go back to the stage for a second. Actually, everyone's standing in the way. Just taking some pictures. Everyone have a great night, and we'll